It's Nick Shell, the internet receding hairline guy. Now this is one of the most important videos I think I've made up until this point. I really need you to stick with me. I really need you to watch this video. Okay, I know that it doesn't have maybe the same topic that you want to hear about because it's not so specific to hair. But you know, as I'm doing this new series about what are your fears, and I've already done the first video on that, talking about how, well, I've talked about how it's yet to be a problem with my receding hairline. It hasn't held me back at all whatsoever in my life. And so I've mentioned it's a matter of focusing on what you actually have control over. And another video I did on this series too talked about, you know, the fear of losing your youth. Well, why? I guess one of those built-in reasons is that women won't find you as attractive. Girls won't find you attractive because you'll be the bald freak, right? Is that the thought going on in your mind? Well, I've kept saying this many times in my videos. I've said that you put this pressure on yourself that you have to have hair to get a girl to be attracted to you. Like you let that happen in your brain. You let yourself think that. When in reality, girls aren't judging you on your hairline. They're not. They're judging you on other things that actually matter to them. So remember, you're judging yourself on something that they don't judge you on, and they don't really care that much about. So I really need you to focus on this one. I need you to listen to me, because this is actually one of the most important things I've ever said in any of my hairline videos. And what we're going to talk about is what's going to cause women to be attracted to you to begin with. Forget about the hair. Even forget about the looks for today. For right now in this video, let's just forget about that. What I'm going to be talking about is what I like to call victim versus victor traits. Okay. Now, if you want to Google my name, type in Nick Shell and type in emotional intelligence. I've done at least one blog post on this that compares the two personality types. Okay. So I'm going to show you what women want and what women don't want in a man or a boy or whatever you are. I don't care. So victors versus victims is what I call this. So a victor, what she's looking for in you is someone who compliments others. Not just compliments her, the girl, but compliments other people, that celebrates other people's success. When she sees that you're someone who compliments others instead of criticizes, that's attractive. So you want to be the guy that you want to be the guy that compliments others, not criticizes others. A man who criticizes others is not found to be attractive, and because that's more of a victim mentality. We're looking who's victorious versus who's a victim. A victim criticizes others, but someone who's victorious is going to compliment others. Yes, I did print this on a sheet of paper. I just wanted to make sure I got this word for word. The next thing, a victor is going to embrace change, yet a victim is going to fear change. Even, now we can take that back to the hairline. I've said that many times. I'm embracing the change in my hairline. I don't have control over it. I'm embracing it. I'm doing the best I can with it and not worrying about it. Okay? But yet a victim is going to fear that change. He's gonna spend time and energy worrying about something he can't control. So again, a victor is going to embrace change. A victim is going to fear that change, right? And again, women pick up on this. If they notice that you're able to accept it as it is and move on with your life, that's attractive. But freaking out about it's not. All right, next. A victor is going to forgive others, but yet a victim is going to hold grudges. So obviously, if you've got a chip on your shoulder, you're not attractive because you're spending so much time and energy and effort on talking about how you've been wronged, right? Women don't find that attractive. Instead, they're wanting to find someone who has grace to others and forgives them, because that's obviously what we know the bigger man does, right? He lets things go like that, and he forgives others. And I know this is you know, what's the word? Like, I know this isn't the typical stuff that I talk about receding hairline, but I'm telling you, this matters so much more than those tips I give you about hair. It really does. The root of this issue about you worrying about your hairline is your worry that that women won't find you attractive. That's a big part of this. As far as you wanting to not lose your youth, as far as you not wanting to look old, a lot of it has to do with you wanting to find someone who finds you attractive. Okay? So forget about the hair. Let's focus back on this list. This is what actually matters. Remember, I'm ahead of you in life. I'm married to a very attractive woman. I mean, and it's not because of hair or not, it's because of these things. She's told me this, right? So I collected all this information. You have to believe me that this is important. This is one of the most important videos I've done. Now let's get back on track here. So, someone who's victorious is always learning, Yet a victim thinks they know everything. So just make sure that you're an old man who dies still being open-minded. But once you're someone who thinks they already know everything because of your experience level or because you're good at something, the moment you think you know everything, you're becoming more of a victim mentality, because instead of learning all the time, you can't do that. So she's looking for someone who's always learning, always advancing his career, always advancing what he knows and his knowledge, instead of just getting comfortable in what he already knows and trying to bank on what he's already good at. Now, next thing we need to talk about with someone who is going to be successful is accepting responsibility for his failures instead of blaming others. So anybody can blame somebody else, right? Again, that goes back to victim mentality. But someone who's in control of his life, he knows when he did something wrong, he admits it, he owns up to it, and that's masculine. That's something that a woman is going to find attractive. The next thing, someone who's victorious has a sense of gratitude instead of a sense of entitlement. No man is going, excuse me, what I should say is, when there's a man who feels that the world owes him anything, he's already less of a man in my book. The world owes you nothing. Nobody owes you anything. And if you go around thinking life that the world owes you something, you've already lost. You're already that victim that I'm talking about. Instead, not just attractive girls that you're hoping you can marry or whatever. Anybody is going to be more attracted, even as a friend or a family member. They're going to find you to be a better person if you have a sense of gratitude for everything. And again, it goes back, this is all inclusive. For example, if you're criticizing others instead of complimenting the others, that goes back to this. Do you have a sense of gratitude or a sense of entitlement? Okay, we got one last one and then we're going to wrap it up. And this is huge. Someone who's victorious in their life is going to set goals and develop plans, which is exactly what this is. However, a victim is never going to set goals. So they just fly by the seat of their pants instead of having goals and sticking with them, knowing what the parameters are of what's going on. So these are things, I'm telling you, these are the things that matter. Forget the hair, forget the hairline. That's something you place on yourself. I'm telling you, if you want people to respect you and you want girls to like you, it's a matter of being these things. This is true masculinity. Masculinity is not based on a hairstyle. Now granted, you want to do the best with what you got, but and I say natural. I say, see, because it's a matter of, again, accepting what you can control and what you're not. That's a big theme in this thing today. It's like, okay, today. I mean, and I hope you feel that I'm always completely honest and direct with you. I made a video earlier today talking about how by me having a beard, it caused me to break out. And then I've been running more in the hot sun, as you can see, and then I'm breaking out. So look, there's a zit right there. I'm owning up to it. You know, a troll could put a comment on this saying, look at that big zit, third eye blind, look at that, he's got 3 eyes. And he could say whatever he wanted to. And that's the exact type of mentality that I'm preaching against in this. It's a matter of, I'm saying, you know what, I know, I've got zits. It's because I've been running and it's because I've been shaving. Therefore, I have it. See, I'm not ashamed of that. I'm not necessarily putting myself down, but I'm just admitting it. I'm pointing out a flaw before somebody else can, but I'm very confident despite that. And so that goes hand in hand with all of this. My fear is that this video will go ignored and this video will not be appreciated because it's not so technically about hair and it's about this other stuff. So I hope that you'll look into this and know that this is the stuff that actually is gonna, I think, solve your problems more than anything. Because all your fears about receding hairlines have to do with youth and have to do with finding someone to marry you or getting girls to like you and being popular. But all that boils down to this: being victorious in your life, choosing to be victorious instead of choosing to be the victim like anybody else can do. This is Nick Shell. Please take this seriously, because I care about you. That's why I do these videos. I want to see you succeed. If I'm going to invest my time in you, then I need to make sure that we talk about stuff that actually matters and not stuff that just makes you feel good in the moment. This is the real deal right here. So again, if you want to Google that, Nick Shell and emotional intelligence, I've already done a blog post on it. Thanks for watching.